Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I want to thank you all for commenting on my previous videos, for liking my videos, and it's really much appreciated. I try to reply to every comment, and yeah, so the thumbs up really helped my channel forward, so thank you for that. Also, I passed just a couple of days ago the mark of 200 subscribers, so thank you very much. If you haven't already and you want to keep notified about my future videos, hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified and see where this channel is going. So thank you very much for that. In this video, I would like to talk about stuff that I added to my ever-expanding collection in the past month of April 2024. Of course, we've had Record Store Day. I made a video about that. You can check that out, and I'm not going to talk about those releases that I added or that I bought that weekend. Definitely, there was some great stuff there, so check out that video. However, in the days after, I tried to grab the records that I didn't find on the day itself. So that's what I did, and one of them is this 7-inch from Jane Weaver, psychedelic folk rock singer from England who does some great stuff, and I really like the artwork that Andy Votel does for her. So this is a great addition to the collection. Two very nice tracks pressed on white vinyl. So yeah, very nice release. Another 7-inch release for Record Store Day is this one from Pharoah. It's two Japanese radio edits that weren't commercially released before, for his tracks Harvest Time and Love Will Find a Way. So Luaka Bob reissued this on a 7-inch. Very nice thing to have with the Japanese letters and stuff like that. So yeah, great addition to the collection. The next two albums are probably two of maybe my two favorite Record Store Day releases. One of them is the debut album by Parliament. It's called Osium, released on a double vinyl. It sounds great, great pressing of this one. Parliament was of course the project, or is, sorry, one of the projects of George Clinton. Parliament and Funkadelic was the other one. Funkadelic was more psychedelic rock than funk, and this Parliament album, which is the group that's more focused on R&B and stuff like that, this sounds like a Funkadelic album. It's really psychedelic in places, some crazy stuff going on there. But yeah, this is a very, very good album and a great pressing. The second disc contains some alternative versions and some cool singles like Loose Booty and Come In Out of the Rain that weren't on the album. So a Record Store Day essential from Parliament and George Clinton. The second one is also a reissue, but this is the first time on vinyl pressing of a 2006 album by the Ipanemas, Samba Is Our Gift. Ipanemas was the duo of Wilson das Neves and Nico, so a drummer and a guitar player from Brazil. They had a lot of African jazz influences in their music, combined with samba and bossa nova, made for a great combination. They released an album in the 1960s, it was, I believe, that was too ahead of its time to get some success. And in the 2000s, Joe Davis from Far Out Recordings invited them to record a couple of albums more. This was one of them, wasn't released on vinyl until now. This is phenomenal. If you like Brazilian jazz-influenced bossa nova, get this. Really, really good album from Far Out Recordings. Where's the logo? Here it is. Check out that label. Great label, great album. Thank you for the reissue. Before Record Store Day, I made a video about the stuff that I was looking forward to, but also other releases that I was looking forward to, and this was one of them. finally out now, Ninja Tuna by Mr. Scruff. If you like funky dance music with some hip hop in there, a bit of housey sounds, some great funny samples, this is a great album. Features Alice Russell, Roots Manuva, Andrea Triana, Pete Simpson. Great album from Mr. Scruff. Really happy that Ninja Tune pressed this on triple vinyl, an album from 2008, which was released on CD in the time, and a couple of 12 inches. So yeah, this is just phenomenal stuff. I really like Mr. Scruff. Phenomenal DJ. Get this one from Ninja Tune. The next one is an album that was released at the end of last year by a singer who I originally categorized as another soul pop singer with some catchy tunes, but nothing more, nothing less. I didn't dislike what she did, but it didn't really catch much of my attention, to be honest. But then she released her third album, which I really liked. The title escapes me now, but anyway, this is her new one from December 2023, Black Rainbows by Corinne Bailey Ray. Really great album. Some rock influences there, obviously a lot of soul and funk music in there. This is a really good album. A very nice fourth album from Corinne Bailey Ray, which I only bought just recently, but essential stuff. I really like this one. Another very talented artist is Moor Mother. Totally different. This is experimental electronica with avant-garde jazz waved into it. And Moor Mother is an incredible poet and activist and musician. She's also a part of the Irreversible Entanglements band, which is one of my favorite jazz bands of the moment. This is her new album from January of this year. So this is phenomenal. The title is The Great Bailout. So yeah, great album, great new album from Moor Mother. I bought this on a color variant from Vinyl Me Please, 300 copies. So yeah, check this out. The album that I would like to show next is by a Belgian radio maker and producer and an incredible DJ like Mr. Scruff. This is Lefto. Here he releases his debut album under the name Lefto Early Bird, Motherless Father. A great listen, some up-tempo tracks, some really soulful, jazzy, down-tempo music in there as well. Overall, a great production and a great album, a very great listen. It's released on Giles Peterson Brownswood label from the UK. But yeah, big ups to Lefto Early Bird. A great album, great debut album. Motherless Father. Very cool stuff. The next one is an album by a band from England who do like a crossover between psychedelic music and post-punk and electronics. A lot of influence there. This is The Sunset Violent by Mount Kimble. Now, I haven't listened to this enough, I think, to completely appreciate it. I like it overall. The first couple of listens were good. I like the album, but I need to listen to it more to fully appreciate it. I think I bought the orange in the variant of this nice color for the new album by Mount Kimble on Warp. Now, I bought the Lefto album at Tropical Records in Brussels, which is a great shop. Yet again, Belgium has a lot of great shops, as you may have noticed. But they have a great selection there, and I bought this one there as well. The new album from Ill Considered, Precipice. a great band from England who do more avant-garde jazz. It's quite avant-garde, I think, more than their previous album, I think. And but I saw them live. They're a great band and they do great music. I like their cover artwork as well. So yeah, new album by Ill Considered. Check it out. By the way, I will post all the albums that I show in the description below, so you can check them out there. Like I said, I bought that album at Tropical Records in Brussels, and I would like to give you a little impression of the shop. Yeah, so shout out to Tropical Records in Brussels, a great shop, and every time I go to that shop I discover new stuff that I've never heard of, or you know, that I didn't know that I wanted before I entered. And when I went there last month, the record that was playing in the shop was this one, Coraje, that's I think how you pronounce it, Coraje Buenos Aires by Jorge Lopez Ruiz. Phenomenal jazz album. This is music from the 1970s that was banned because it was too politically controversial for the military regime that was at power in Argentina at the time. A phenomenal jazz record with a spoken word by Jose Cherkassky. That's his name, don't know if I pronounced that right, but this is very, very good Latin American jazz with some heavy spoken word on there. But this is a phenomenal record. Is this one of my discoveries, one of the biggest discoveries of recent months, really released on Altercat label, who are from Germany, I believe, and a great label, a great reissue, and the name, it sounded familiar, but I didn't really know where to place it. And Jorge Lopez Ruiz also made this album. This is a big band album from the late 60s, also incredible, very, very good. I just wanted to show you this. El Grito, a classic album. This one was reissued on Be With Records a couple of years ago, 2021. So a phenomenal album. If you like big band jazz, that's the one. But this is really, really great. I really like this and highly recommend it. I think Altercat reissued this in 2023, but I'm sure that there are still copies available. So check them out. Great reissue label and a phenomenal release. As you may or may not know, I am also subscribed to Vinyl Me Please, vinyl subscription service from America, who do great reissues, great pressings in great sleeves, a good customer service as well. And you can subscribe to the classic series or the essential series or the hip hop series. They have different trajects that you can follow. And if you don't like what's being released, you can swap it for something else from their catalog. So that's what I did last month, because the essential or the classic album was an album by Oliver Nelson, and I first wanted to wait what the reviews were, and I didn't have the opportunity to give it a proper listen. So I listened to it now. It's a great album, but I may catch it later. But I swapped because there was another album that I really wanted for quite some time, and that's Method Man's Tical. Now this is on a mirrorboard sleeve, so it's kind of difficult to show, but you know, if you're into hip-hop, you know this album, Method Man Tical, a Wu-Tang Clan classic. It's been on my want list for quite a while, and this was the Vinyl Me Please Rap and Hip Hop Records number 23. Don't know exactly when it was reissued, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Glad to add it to the collection. Method Man's Tical. There was also a sale at Vinyl Me Please. They do that every now and then, and one of the albums in there was McCoy Tyner's Trident, a 1975 album, a great album in a trio setting, McCoy Tyner with Ron Carter and Elvin Jones. So a great lineup. And I'm not really into harpsichord that much, you know, this is kind of weird. You know, it's an instrument that you hardly ever hear in jazz, but it's cool, you know, and this is a great album. It has some incredible tracks on there. Each of the three musicians really have their moment, incredible bass and drum solos. McCoy Tyner is incredible on the piano. So a nice addition to the collection from Vinyl Me Please. So a jazz reissue, no surprise there. We all know that this is like the golden age of the jazz reissues. It's incredible what's coming out. It's a bit too much, maybe. But there are a couple of albums always that I want to catch, and these were ordered at the beginning of January, I think. Well, they are American releases, so I had to wait, but they finally arrived last month, and one of them is a reissue on Jackpot Records. This album with this incredible sleeve from Bill Evans and Jim Hall, it's called Undercurrent, in a very nice gatefold jacket there. A great album. It's not for everyone, it's just piano and guitar, so it's quite experimental, and it must have been very experimental for its time, I'm sure. Apparently original copies don't sound as good as this one, so this is they restored the tapes, or I don't know how they did it, but it sounds great. It's I really like this album, and very happy to finally add it to the collection. And two records from Jazz Dispensary's, what is it called, Top Shelf series. Also ordered at the beginning of the year. Like I said, I had to wait for them to arrive. But it's Johnny Lytle's People in Love. And this absolute classic from Joe Henderson, Power to the People with Herbie Hancock, Jack DeJohnette, Ron Carter, and Mike Lawrence. An incredible album from Joe Henderson. Both were originally released on Milestone, so now thanks to Jazz Dispensary and Craft Records, both of these records added to the collection. Really like these ones. Another jazz reissue, and partly the same lineup as the previous one, also Joe Henderson, Herbie Hancock, and Ron Carter, but this is a classic CTI record from Freddie Hubbard, Red Clay. This one is released on Music on Vinyl. I thought, oh, I'm gonna see this appearing at the shops, I'm gonna grab it then, but I never saw it in the shops, and it was gone pretty fast apparently. So yeah, I'm happy I grabbed a copy. It sounds great. It's on a fancy colored vinyl, which isn't very important in this case, but yeah, anyway, happy to add it to the collection. Classic album from Freddie Hubbard, sounding great on vinyl. Oh, another one that I picked up at Tropical Records in Brussels. One that I've been looking for a very long time as well. I don't know if Polysom, the label from Brazil, repressed this, or you know, but I didn't see it in the shops for quite a while, so now it was back at Tropical Records. This is Lo Borges, his self-titled album. This is a classic psychedelic pop MPB Records. What's the year? I think 1972. Okay, great album from Lo Borges. And this pressing, you know, Polysome is hit and miss quality wise, but this sounds great. I'm really happy I grabbed this. And finally, to end this video, a classic production by Lee Scratch Perry, The Heart of the Congos by the Congos. Another one that I'm very happy to have on vinyl finally, with the classic tracks like Fisherman and Congo Man. Great production by Lee Scratch Perry. Guitar on here is by Ernest Ranglin. I didn't know that he played on this album, and drums by Sly Dunbar. So great musicians. A classic dub album from Lee Scratch Perry, added to the collection. I didn't show a lot of new music in this video. I know there's new bands, there's new music, and you show all these reissues. Well, yeah, sometimes you have to make choices. I know there's great music out there. There's a neoclassical album on Warp from Kelly Moran, which I really want to check out. There's a beautiful jazz harp album from Amanda Whiting on First Word Records. I'm sure there's lots more. Feel free to comment in the space below what you think of the video, what you think of the records that I showed, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.